Hi everyone, Heather Gray here. Apologies for the delay. We ran into some technical difficulties, but I'm so excited to get this started. I hope you've had an awesome day. I know that it's Tuesday, so it's starting to already feel, I know it's been a very busy and long week for some people, but I'm so excited that you've made some time to be here. Okay, we are bringing our guest, Miss Azlea Hubbard, onto our live, and I can't wait to hear from her today. So it looks like she's being added. Hi.
Hello.
We did it.
Finally. Well, one thing about it, we've been at it for what, 45 minutes?
Possibly, but you know, that's why I knew that you and I needed to go through this first, because you know how this.
Yes, and that's right. And that's the wonderful thing. You know, that's why I always tell people when we do shows and everything, always backstage early because you never know what's going to happen.
It's so true.
But we were early, everybody. We weren't late.
That's right. That's right. We were very early, just not here.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh, but thank goodness that worked out. Phew. And thank you so much for your patience and tenacity to just pioneer this and work through this with me. And thank you so much for this time tonight. I'm really excited about this conversation.
I am also. Thank you so much. I love this group. Just love it.
Me too. Me too. I can't believe that we are almost 9 months in to this group, and it's grown so quickly. So yeah, so I want to take this time to get to know you a little bit more. I know that, you know, of course, Esteban at the Small Business Center, he connected us when I was first planning the event for our kickoff meeting, and you were also planning a Women in Business and Entrepreneurship event as well.
Correct. Yes, Esteban introduced us. It was Women's Empowerment and Networking event, which will be an annual event, and it was just so wonderful to meet you. It was just a couple of days before the event started.
That's right. That's right. And I just instantly, as soon as I met you and we sat down and talked about our missions, I just thought, oh my goodness, I need to stay connected to Azlea, because your light definitely shines bright, and I know that you are the type of person that just gives and gives to their community, and I just really loved that initial event that I got to visit. It was great.
Well, you also. I tell you, you became my kindred sister.
Oh, thanks. Same here. So I would love to just give everyone else a little bit of that privilege that I had that first time I met you, which is to learn a little bit more about your background and how you got started with your profession. You have an amazing story. But just to start off with, I'd love to hear a little bit more about where you're from. Are you originally from Wayne County?
I am originally from Wayne County, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Yes.
Awesome. And would you share with everyone what you do professionally?
Well, I am the CEO of SAVEDNews, LLC. We started off as a newspaper, graduated to a magazine, now interactive magazine. We have an online radio station, Gospel 24/7, and ministry up there also. And we also have 2 TV networks, one on Roku and one on Amazon Fire TV.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Wow.
Yes.
No,
And go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and as far as my background, I've been in media for many, many years. Don't let the gray hair. No, I'm just kidding. But I've been in media for many years. I've worked for probably every news outlet, media outlet in this city in various capacities. Initially, I started when I started my own business, which was the Rock Publishing House, and a lot of people don't know this, and I will share this. I am the first woman. I am the first minority to ever win Wayne County Small Business of the Year award, and that was in 2000, that's when it was only one award, and I was competing against everyone. And it was such a miracle story how I won, because it was right before Hurricane Floyd happened. And I lost everything. My home flooded, and they came down and was like, evacuate, evacuate. And at that time, I had a choice either to grab my memorabilia or my clients. I had just started in business. I lost $50,000 worth of equipment that was less than 30 days old. And I only, when I came out, I had one suit, which went to the cleaners quite frequently, but I only was able to save my clients' property. And so it's like a humbling thing. I don't always tell this story, but it's, and I'm sure a lot of people lost it during that time too. But when you don't have a toothbrush and you're wearing the same suit, I know this sounds sad, but it's really good. And that was, in August, I think August or September, during that time. And then when the new year rolled around, I was nominated for Small Business of the Year award, and I won. And so I am the first woman, and I am the first minority to win that award. I was competing against the big boys, the Budweisers, the Uchiyamis, which are great companies. But my mentor, which is Laylee Cobb Cornegay, and if it wasn't for her, I'm telling you, I would not have made it. But she was so tenacious. She was the assistant VP at the Small Business and Industry Center. So women, encouraging women is crucial in business.
It truly is, and that is an amazing story. Oh my God! And congrats.
Yes, I'm giving you the condensed version.
Sure, I know that there was a lot of hard work that went into making all of that happen and winning the award. And wow, that's amazing. And congratulations on that award. I know it
Well,
was.
thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So what inspired you to get into like marketing and communications? It sounds like you've had a lot of different experiences.
Yes, I started with Curtis Media
Okay.
Radio. I met someone and they were like, you can sell a ice to an Eskimo. Come over here and sell to me. It was Tony Denton, and I love Tony. And so I started working for them. And then once Tony, well, even prior to that, I have to give credit to when I was at Wayne Community, Liz Meadow. They had the magazine, and it was a newspaper, and I was in her class, and she was really the pioneer to my journey of media. And so as the years go by, like I said, I have to always give props to Liz Meadow. For those that's ever gone to Wayne Community College, you know who she is. And she is another a force that really helped me through going through life as far as my media journey. And like I said, I worked for Curtis Media, and then Tony went to another company, and he just drugged me along with him. And ever since then, it's like media has followed me. I've worked for the News Argus, Liz Meadow. I did an internship when I was at Wayne Community briefly, because I was transferring to college and stuff. So she got me an internship there. So I've pretty much, a lot of my career has been media
Wow,
focused.
that's awesome. And it sounds like you've had quite a few amazing mentors along the way.
I have, and nobody can do it by themselves. I mean, really, if it wasn't for people along the way grabbing my hand and helping me and encouraging me, especially, people that believed in me. And just like with anyone, sometimes there's always somebody that believe in you and see you, and you don't always see yourself.
Hmm.
And for that reason, I am just so eternally grateful. I've had wonderful mentors throughout. I mean, there's just so many that I can't name, but there are some that pretty much go head and shoulders above the rest. And that is Liz Meadow, Laley Cobb Cornegay, Tony Denton, um, and there's several others, like I said, but yes.
Well,
Mhm.
I love that because it, a lot of times we forget that, or that we are not alone, or we feel like I need to do this all by myself. But that's really not
Right,
the case. And then when you're blessed, you have the opportunity one day to pay it forward. And that's just
exactly.
how it works. What would you say would be possibly one of the one or two key lessons that you learned from your mentors that have helped you the most?
Is that surround yourself with people that have the same mission and goal, not necessarily people in your same field, but people that can encourage you and uplift you when you are at a point where you're ready to give up. Because anybody that's ever been in business, that day comes, and it comes up. You're like, oh my God, I cannot. And it comes off. It comes, and sometimes you don't believe in yourself, or you're looking at you crunching numbers, and the math isn't mathing, and you need to have a core group around you that understands business and have been there and that can push you to move forward
Mhm.
and encourage you and let you know that you're not alone and that you can win. And so that's one of the things that is I think is crucial. And also, don't get discouraged if sometimes your people that's in your corner are not, can't be there right at that moment because they have their thing going on.
Mhm.
So you know what they would say to you because they're in your immediate close circle. And so you gravitate to what, they might, you say, I know she would say that to me if I could get her on the phone.
Yes.
And I'm going to push forward. I'm going to do this because I could hear her in my ear. So sometimes your close network might not be there at that moment when you really, really need them, but they are there because you know them and they are in your ear.
They're with you there in spirit.
Exactly. Especially, the strong force people. The forces are with me.
That's so true. And that's the power of community. Knowing that even
Yes.
when people aren't physically there or right on the phone with you, you know that they're there supporting you. Just like some of the ladies that are watching today. Like I know I had a great conversation with Christina today, and that was very encouraging. I've met several of the ladies that have popped in to view this live, and they're just so encouraging. So I know that like they're rooting for us even as we are pioneering this live series. That's
Yes.
a lot.
Yes. Well, at least you've worked out the kinks and we know where they are. So everybody else, it should be much smoother.
Absolutely.
I have to give you your tenacity. That's what I love about you. That's what I love about the group. That's what I love about the women in this group is the tenacity of never giving up. We're going to figure this out. We're going to go, okay, this doesn't work. Let's go to plan B. Let's go to plan C or whatever. But the main goal is not to give up and don't, give up on yourself. And also another lesson that I would give as far as business is not be so emotionally attached to what you have in your business because sometimes things don't work. It's not working. And you have to learn to let it go. And sometimes we are so emotionally attached to our business. That's my baby. I birthed it, you know, but that particular area might not be working. And you have to know when to let it go and to move forward in something else and concentrate your energies in something else. And that's one thing like with the business, those are hard decisions that you have to make, but it could be very prosperous financially, but it's not working. You have to determine what's in your business that works and don't work, and not be so emotionally attached to not be able to let it go. That's another lesson that that's another lesson that I learned hard with, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a really good point because if you are doing new or challenging things, at some points along the way, you're going to fail, and that has to be okay so that you can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going.
really, it's not failure. I look at it as life's lessons.
True.
You're not failing. This just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like the first time we tried to get on live,
Mm-hmm.
what we tried initially, it just didn't work. Okay, so let's try something
Yeah.
different. And it's not a failure. It's just keep trying, keep pushing until you get to what does work. And sometimes what does work is not what you thought. Because just like with me, you know, I'm on my laptop. I wanted to, you know, I do everything. I wanted my background. You know, I got my background, my SAVEDNews, all this other stuff going on and everything. But it just wasn't working. Okay, so, you know, I have to let that plan go. I mean, I must move on.
So true. So true. Oh my gosh. And I appreciate your tenacity and figuring that out. And I can just tell from, you know, the way you've described these stories, and especially the first one of recovering from that hurricane, you know, you have such a tremendous sense of motivation about you, even when you've had every excuse to, you know, throw in the towel or say, this just isn't for me. So what keeps you motivated day in and day out throughout these challenges?
Well, again, first and foremost, God. I got to give all praise, glory, and honor to God because I must be on the knees. I must be, you know, and without him, there is absolutely nothing. And then, like I said, your network of people that understand where you're at, and they might not be your close friends. You know, there's a difference between these are my close friends, and you know, our function is friendship. You know, we go out, have a good time, go you lunch, da, 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 da. Then you could have a network of people that understand business, that can uplift you, motivate you, and you don't have to be BFFs, you know, with that particular group of people. And that's the good thing about being a businesswoman, being professional, to understand that there are different types of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, like I said, some of, you know, my friends, I have one friend that I have had since sixth grade. And I know she can't, you know, we don't have that type of, you know, she might say, okay, girl, go, you can do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But when you really in the trenches, you need that other friend that's been in the trenches in their area of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is, you're dropping so much wisdom. Oh, that
That's a
is
gray hair. You know.
well, that is absolutely so true, though. You do need different types of friends for different seasons. You know,
Yes.
there's a time to laugh, a time to cry, and there's going to be different people who are with you in those seasons. That's
Exactly. And not get upset or, you know, discouraged. You know, you have to recognize the relationships that you have and their purpose. And some people are only there for a season. It might be just a day or just a moment to encourage you in that moment.
mm-hmm,
And some people are there for a lifetime,
mm-hmm.
you know.
That's so true. Well, that's really insightful. Um, I wanted to ask you, you know, in starting your own business and, you know, just really doing something that I haven't personally heard of a lot of people doing, you know, creating their own news network. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, how have you dealt with it along the way?
Yes, honey, yes. I have now that's where my relationship with God comes in because something I have to go to the Father. Um and because one thing about it is that we all have an anointing and a blessing and a gift that God called you to. And just because someone see where you're at now, and you know, all of us might have done this. We don't know what the story is behind that because, you know, like with me, there's so much more. I'm sure the ladies that's watching and the people that were on the replay crew, they have gone through much more than what we see today. And it's easy for me or someone else to say, okay, I want to do just that and I want to be right there. And that's wonderful. And it's good to strive for. But also, like what did they say? You know, you have dues to pay. All of us have dues to pay, and how you know you got to be where you're at. I might can't walk in your shoes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the trials and the struggles that you've gone through. I, you know, so I can't walk in your shoes. So that's where I really go to God. And there's sometimes that it happened, that it has happened, that I really had to pray and to contain myself. And one thing, I guess I'm a little old school. I don't go to social media to vent. And a lot of people, they live their life on social media, even though media is my, believe it or not, I like staying behind the camera, but social media is not my life. And I see some people, they live their whole life. Every time they have a disagreement or they're upset with someone or something like that, they're sharing it on social media. You have to, that's not healthy. You need to have a balanced life, and you need to have some privacy and be able to not share everything with the world, because everybody's not for you, and there's just like the words, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And also letting someone know that they are living rent free in your head, that that's something I'm not going to let nobody know. Okay. That's why I'm going to the Father. I'm like, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
You need
because if we were to try to carry that burden on our own, it would be too great.
It's too great, and it's too much, and it can take you off focus, because you have a vision for your business. Everybody have a vision, they have a mission. And if I'm letting somebody live rent free in my head and I'm focusing on them, then I'm not focusing on what I need to be focused on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. They're just distractions.
They're distraction. And they haven't paid me, they haven't cut the check for them to live in my head rent free.
That's the truth. That's so true. And I know you've touched on a few things, but just to get very specific, what are some of the key skills, and they could be like, skills in media or like personal skills and or attributes that you feel like have really contributed to, I don't want to say your success, but like your tenacity, your ability to accomplish your goals that you've had for your business and for your life?
Well, for me, and that's, family is really important. And I grew up in a family, my father, I'm not bringing, I'm a Black female and I'm older. So there's certain things, certain challenges that I had and people, in my generation had that, that younger generations don't have. But I have to thank God. My father was an entrepreneur. And one thing that he never did, and I have 6 sisters, so, and, all of us say the same, is that he never told me I could not do something. Whatever it is, it could be something crazy. I want to ride a bicycle to the moon. Okay, girl, you can do it. I mean, it was, only thing you have to do is figure out how to equip your bicycle so you can travel to the moon, It was never, you can't do anything. My mother and my father, they never limited me, and nor my sisters. And my sisters, which I love so much, all girls, they're all successful and very well educated. Again, it's at a time, and they're older than I am. And that was at a more of a time when it was basically unheard of or very rare. Our parents, they didn't limit us. They always encouraged us and told, never told us that we couldn't do anything. So we just thought we could own the world.
It really does back to your mindset. That's for sure.
Yeah, it does. And parents have and the other thing is that allowing your, I'm not a parent, but I'm just saying, speaking from my experience from being a child and growing up, is that my parents recognized each of us as individuals, and we had different gifts, and encouraging the gifts instead of trying to crush the gift in your child. If you have a child that talks all the time, instead of, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Okay, let me redirect that energy. We're going to do some videos and let you talk. You know what I'm saying? Are you a politician or are you a news anchor? You know what I'm saying? Whatever they're gearing towards, they're letting you know what their gift is. So like my parents, I thank God, they cultivated the gifts in us.
Absolutely. That's awesome and so empowering too.
Yes,
Parenting
yes.
is a lot of hard work and it's a labor of love. And I love hearing how they really did set you up for an empowered mindset and that
Yes.
helped you in your career.
Yeah, and family again is very important because, like I said, my sisters are older. I'm not going to say how much older, 'cause a lot of people know my family, and my sisters would beat me up if they. No, I'm just kidding. If I said the age difference in between us. But one thing that my sisters did for me, because I am the youngest, they reached back. They were some, in high school, in college, graduated, but they reached back. They sent me to dance school. They sent me to charm school. They sent me, they put me in pageants. They did the things that they weren't able to do, or my parents, my parents put them through college, they sent back and did for me. So that family unit was everything, and it is everything, even to this day. And I attribute my sisters, my parents to, everything too also.
That's awesome. And yeah, family is so important. The older I get, the more thankful I am for my family. The way they've invested in me, it really means a lot. Well, kind of referencing back to the small business award that you got and the fact that you were the first minority business owner to have won that award. I have a question that
And first woman. We're the first woman too now.
Yes, the first female minority business owner to win that award. I had a question in mind that asked about what encouragement you would give to other women watching, but you've already offered so much encouragement. So specifically, what encouragement or tips would you give to other female minority business owners that are in this group that may be watching?
Love yourself. Make time for yourself. And which I know is hard because I don't always do. And you put that business first because again, it's your baby. But remember, if you're not here, or if you're sick, or if you're going through physical or mental challenges, due to stress, depression, or whatever, you're no good to your business. So first and foremost, take care of yourself. That's very, very important. Make time for yourself, even if it's an hour a week, or if it's I'm going to take me a bubble bath, or I like to drive, I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to drive. But you have to have that time for yourself, because especially if you have a family, and I love family, but you still need to have time for yourself, or else you will burn yourself out. You really will. And that is key. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Irrespective, love yourself.
Absolutely. Well, I've really been inspired by this conversation. And, in conjunction with that, have there been any groups that you have found to be very helpful in the community that you would encourage other female business owners or female minority business owners to plug into in the local area?
Oh, of course, this group. I'm just gonna tell you, and I'm really pretty much a loner, even though I have, my, close network. But I am really much a loner. When you see me by myself. But this group, for some reason, especially you, Heather, I mean, when I say you, my kindred sister, I really believe it. It was just something about you that really resonated with me when I met you. I loved your spirit. I love your ability to invite women in and just be a support for them, for us. And I just really enjoy the group. I enjoy this group. And that's why, I was inviting people. I was like, oh, okay. I would be inviting some more, but they don't live in the area. You know what I mean? But yes. And also, if, the Small Business Center, it is a great resource. And like I stated, um, uh, the director there is really fantastic. He goes out of his way to assist you. There's wonderful resources there. And there are so many groups in Wayne County. And the thing of it is, always remember, and it's okay. I'm going to say this, it's okay. Every group is not for everybody, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it doesn't make anybody bad and it doesn't make anybody good. It's just that for your needs, and it might be this is not your season for that particular, group or whatever. So I would encourage anyone, join as many groups as you got time for, but first love yourself
Mm-hmm.
and make time for yourself. If that group takes more time away from you, from your from your time, then you need to really relinquish it. But the Lions Club is fantastic. I used to be a member, and I'll still go back from time to time. The Lions Club is fantastic. They do so many wonderful things for the community. Ministries, they do a lot of things for the community. Your church definitely.
Mm-hmm.
If that's where you're at, in life. But for me, I am. So those are things that I would really encourage people to do. But first and foremost, love God. That goes without saying. But you must love yourself and you must make time for yourself, irrespective of anything else, really.
So true. And you're very kind. I'm so glad that you're a part of this group because I know, like we have heard tonight, like you have a wealth of wisdom and experience and encouragement to offer other women in the community. And the way that you are pouring into this group by, providing this interview just really means a lot. I know that, there are some groups that, like you said, may take too much time and attention, but I truly hope when people visit our meetings or this particular group that they feel like they're refreshed and poured into. That is really the goal. And so I appreciate you being a part of that work for this group.
And everybody I've met in the group, I mean, they're just so awesome and dynamic, such a dynamic group of women. It's amazing. Just even have like the last meeting, and I'm excited for the one in a couple of days on Thursday. But it's just so amazing to be in their presence, and I'm, excited about Dr. Katz that's going to be there on Thursday. But it's, every woman is unique, and we have to, as women, sometimes we, get in our feelings. Let me speak for me. Sometimes as a woman, I get in my feelings, but I have to put feelings aside and remember business is business and pleasure is pleasure, and look at the dynamic and receive what the other women or women in your life are impart in you. Sometimes it's not comfortable. Maybe it might not be something you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
You might not want to hear it, but you need to hear it. But glean off the women that's around you in the group, because everybody has something to impart on you. As they say, eat the meat, spit out the bones. If it's not for you, that doesn't mean it might not be for you later,
Yeah.
but it might not be for you now. But it will always come back and it'll come in your memory um, of something that was said to you when you need it. Just know
That's so
that. Yeah.
true. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Azlea, where can people keep up with you and your business outside of this group?
Okay, well, SAVEDnews.com. Everybody, SAVEDnews.com. You can get make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, everything Save News. Please do. And also, can I pump my event that's coming up?
Absolutely.
Okay, also, we're having a Harvest Christmas extravaganza on October 14th at the Goldsboro Event Center. It's full of vendors, so if you're a vendor, you can call me 919-648-4800 to or go on our page to become a vendor. But it is full of shopping. We want the community to come out. We're partnering with Salvation Army. We're going to have an angel tree there. We want people to come take a name off the angel tree to help an underprivileged child. All of our vendors so far, which are fantastic, you know, there, and some of them in the group. Tracy's in the group. Jenna is in the group. There's a couple of our vendors. All of the vendors are going to give away giveaways so we can give to people that attend. And we have something else that's in the works that we're working with a company, but you know, we don't want to publicize that because it's, you know, but we are definitely doing some great things for the community. And every event that we do it in the community. See there, that hair wanted to jump over there. But yes, so,
Yeah,
but anything Save News, you can find us.
that's
Yeah.
great. Well, I'm so excited for your event, and please feel free to share it again in the group.
Oh, you know I will. I just put out a video today. It is hot. It's smoking.
Also, yeah, be sure to share it. I'm so excited to hear that. And if you will, if whenever I post this live, if you want to put your phone number and contact information in the comments with
Okay.
that information, feel free to attach the flyer so people can see it right whenever they click on this live.
Okay. And absolutely, and put yours in it. Well, I'll put whatever. Do you mind if because I was going to share it on our platforms and Save News TV on our networks also, if that's okay with you. If not, then that's fine too. But, you know, I have to get permission.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and share.
Especially when you talk about putting it on a network. But Save News TV on Roku and Amazon Fire TV.
Absolutely. Please do share that. I'll be sure to approve it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Azlea. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and thank you to everyone watching.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, I see Sharika and Tracy and Lola. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. I cannot wait to see you on Thursday at 5:30 at the Chamber on September 21st to hear Dr. Cates and to hear her wonderful message and to network together. So I hope you all have a great evening, and thank you, Azlea.
Thank you. Bye.